Today I'm going to explain to you exactly why I have 15 bank accounts, what bank accounts they are, and why I find them so useful. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elena Mays and I am a PhD candidate in mathematics, statistics to be exact. I am a mother of 7, a wife, and the owner and operator of the Maisley YouTube channel. I think it's super important to always have a diverse set of accounts when you're working with money. And so today I'm just going to tell you about all of my bank accounts that I have, why I have them, why I use it, and what works the best for me. So the first bank account I have is a checking account with a credit union. And this automatically comes along with a savings account. So I have this actually for my personal account and for my business account. So my personal account has a checking and savings account, and my business also has a checking and savings account. So I have 4 bank accounts with them there. So some of the huge advantages of having an account with a credit union is that they usually require very, very little money to open, maybe $5. So when you're opening up a bank account with a credit union, you want to make sure like you're not getting a whole bunch of fees if you don't have direct deposit and things like that. And most credit unions are free to open up as long as you have some type of starting minimum balance. Also, a lot of the times they are free if you have direct deposit going into there from your paychecks, or if you have a certain amount of transactions that you're transacting every month. Let's say 20 or so. They also have higher interest rates on their checking accounts than most big banks. They have lower fees when it's requiring to banking with them, and they have really great customer service. The thing that I found with dealing with my credit union is they have really low interest on loans. This is my favorite thing. I have all of my houses are mortgaged through my credit union and all of my cars. And it's always been a super easy process. I'll get back to that later because some of the cons can be that they only have certain locations in certain places or certain states because they're usually locally owned. Maybe their mobile online banking won't be as robust as a big bank. And a lot of times their credit cards and offers and things like that don't allow for mileage or cash back. If I was gonna recommend anything, it would be try to get sponsored for a credit union through the military. So how this works, for example, with Navy Federal Credit Union, is that if you have a grandparent, spouse, child, parent, even a sibling, and even if you just live in a member household who is part of the military, they can sponsor you to have a bank account. Now, Navy Federal Credit Union in particular has mortgages that have no down payments. They have such good programs. So if you know anyone and you're associated as a family member with anyone in the military, or like I said, child, stepchild, adopted child, grandchildren, sibling, even if you just live with the person, try to get them to sponsor you to get a bank account. So like I said, I use my credit union bank accounts primarily to obtain mortgage loans and car loans, and I really keep them for that. And any type of loans that I may need for my business, which I haven't done yet, I would consider them because of their customer service and their low interest rates. So yeah, I have 4 bank accounts, 2 checking and 2 savings accounts through 1 credit union. The second type of checking account I have is a checking account with an online-only bank. And what that means is that there's no physical location for you to go in to ever get your money. There's no physical person to talk to. You're not gonna take cash up there and deposit it and talk to the teller. Everything's online. And what helps that with is to bringing the cost down of the fees that they charge you, and they're able to give you some special programs as well. So with my online only bank, I actually have 2 checking accounts. Now, the number one reason why I signed up for them is number one, you get free checks. Because they don't have a physical location, one of the things, instead of paying for fees, for buildings and everything, is they're able to offer you free checks. So you get as many free checks as you want from this bank. The second thing is that there's a limited ATM rebate. So with your checking card, anytime that you need to go to a fee-based ATM, they will refund you that money at the end of the month, so you never have to pay ATM fees again. I love it. So if I'm at the 7-Eleven and I need money for whatever reason to go buy my daughter something in cash real quick, I can put it into that machine and know that I do not have to pay that $3.50 from the 7-Eleven, and then my bank is going to charge me another $2.50. I always keep those checking cards on me so that I can get cash anywhere I want to, and I know it's going to be free because I'm going to get my money refunded at the end of the month. So you might be wondering, well, what if I got a check? How would I deposit a check into my checking account? Well, that's why I have 2 bank accounts, because I use my credit union to deposit all my checks in there. But if you wanted to, they have a system where you basically mail a check to them, you send it to their address, they're supposed to, I guess, deposit into the bank, and then you'll see it. That's way too complicated for me. I've never done it before, so that's a downfall. So that's why I have a backup checking account where I can actually go into a person and talk to someone if I have an issue or a problem. Now, for my 2 checking accounts, they also came with brokerage accounts. So I also have separate brokerage accounts that are attached to those checking accounts, which you have to get, that are mainly for, they're not really bank accounts, I would say, but they're mainly for investing. So anytime that I want to invest in something, I can move money right from my checking into my investing account in a matter of seconds and trade and buy stocks and do whatever investing that I want to very, very quickly, so the money moves very, very fast. So some of the top online only banks are Capital 360, TIAA, Simple, Discover, Charles Schwab. You guys can look into it. I'll try to leave a link below where you can research different online only banks that are good for you. One other thing that they have a really great program with these online banks is bill pay. Is amazing through my bank. Not only can I automatically pay my bills like my electric and gas, but I can also send out checks to actual people directly from my bank account. So let's say I need to pay my daycare $650 a month. I can actually just automate that totally through my checking account, and I never have to actually write a physical check. They literally, you can put a person's name in, put their address, when you want it sent to them, and then they just send it at a drop of a dime. I know also credit unions also do that, but in my experience, it's been really, really easy with online banking because they have such a developed system with their online apps. Also, in my experience, their mobile apps are really, really good because, like I said, again, they're investing all of their time into this online banking system. All their money and all their investment is dedicated to that instead of to a physical building. So how many bank accounts did we go through? I said I had 4 checking, 2 savings, and 2 investment accounts. The next set of bank accounts I'm going to talk about is online only savings accounts. I found about online only savings account, and I was just like mind blown. Yes, I need to do this. A savings account where you cannot go in, you can never access your physical money by walking in, and the best thing about it for me is that it takes many days for you to transfer money in and out of these bank accounts. I think 3 to 5 days minimum. So if you're like having one of those thing of moments, oh, I need money now for my savings account, you can't do that because it's going to take 3 days to get it. And it protects you from spending that money. So for the online savings accounts, I know there's always a start fee for the majority of them. Ally and Discover are huge online savings accounts, and they might have like a $25 start charge. Let me check on that. No, they have no monthly maintenance fees and no minimum balance requirements. These are amazing banks, and they have really high interest rates. So right now, my online savings account has 1.25% APY, while Bank of America savings has 0.01%. That's almost nothing. That's 100 times more interest that you're getting just by using online savings accounts. And like I said, they're able to offer that because they don't have physical buildings and physical land that they need to maintain, which a lot of the times they're pulling out of that interest rate they're giving you. So that's a really great thing about them. Is the interest savings is a lot higher than a normal big bank. Another great thing about these online only savings accounts is that you're able to open lots of them very easily. So I actually have 4 savings accounts through the same online bank, and the only difference is that I put different money in each bank for what I want. For example, one of them is emergency fund, another one of them is house savings on a down payment of a house, another one is vacation savings, and another one I save my taxes in. So you can just like create as many savings accounts as you need, and you'll just have them all lined up and ready to go and just transfer your money into there so they can stay separately. The visual platform of the accounts is really, really nice because they put a lot of time and energy into making the online experience good. And it's just an overall really pleasant experience. Now, I just wanted to remind you that 1.25% is not even actually the 2% that you actually count for inflation, but it's better than having your savings getting 0.01%. I think the downfall of an online savings account is actually the best part about them as well, which is that it does take 3 to 5 days to transfer the money out of the account and into the account. So let's say that you really were in a huge emergency and you really need the money right now, you will not be able to access it at all. You will not be able to transfer this money to your checking account somewhere else because your balance is about to fall low. So what I do is in my savings accounts that are connected to my other checking accounts, I keep like $1,000 of my savings in each one. So just in case a surprise check comes in from someone that I handed them a check 3 months ago and they're just now getting around to depositing it, comes in and like, whoops, I didn't have enough to cover it, I can easily just transfer the money from my savings account into my checking account that's at the same bank. And you know, I do lose some interest off of keeping that $1,000 in there, but it's a buffer, it's a safety system. Then of course I keep all my other savings, the bulk of my savings in my online savings accounts. So how many accounts is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 checking accounts, my 2 savings with the checkings, and then my 2 brokerage accounts, that's 8. And then I have 4 other savings accounts, that's 12. The last accounts that I'm going to talk to you are my credit card. Yes, these aren't necessarily bank accounts, but they actually are with banks, and it's a huge part of my system that I'm using and able to have my money flow correctly. I could not live without credit cards. I pay basically all of my expenses that are not my mortgage and my utilities with my credit cards. And the number one reason that is because I get cash back and points back and travel rewards. For every little dollar I spend, I make money by spending it on that credit card. And when you really know how to manage your money well, you have no problem with using credit cards, swiping them, knowing that you're staying in your budget and getting amazing rewards back. So this year I got so many rewards back, it's just been crazy. So the first credit card I have is the Barclay Arrival card. It is a travel rewards card that you get travel credit statements back for travel that you use. So basically what that means is that if I were to travel and fly to back home from California to Maryland, I spent $400, I would have had a $400 spending on travel. Now, all of my other things that I paid for this credit card, let's say I gathered 10,000 points. Well, 10,000 points is equal to being able to get $100 back from anything that you bought with travel. So from that $400 that I used for my plane ticket, I would get a statement back on my credit card for $100 using my 10,000 points. And so I can use that to, I hope this makes sense to you guys, but I can use that to kind of cancel out some of the things that I had for travel. So you can go in and then you'll get this huge list of everything that you use for travel. That includes Ubers, hotels, car rentals, and things like that. You'll see how much you spent, and then you can apply your points to get a credit back towards only the travel things. And that's really good because when you apply the credit back to get to the only travel things, your points are worth 25% more. So I love that card. It's the Barclay Arrival card, and I'll leave a link in the description for how you can get one. It's an amazing travel card. So the second credit card I have is the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. This again is really good for travel. You get 2 times more points when you travel. It also came with a huge bonus points when you spent so many thousands of dollars in the first 3 months. I think when I got it, it was something like spend $3,000 in the first 3 months and get 50,000 points. It was something like that. And then you can use those points to purchase travel. So inside of their credit card system, they have a really good system where you can use your points to purchase travel, and the travel will cost less with your points. So that's why I like that card. And so the reason I have 2 different personal credit cards is one I use for one type of expenses and another I use for another type of expenses. So I separate my expenses on there so I can kind of see how much I'm spending each month. Then I have my business credit card, which I buy all my business expenses on. That one is called the Chase Business Unlimited Inc. I just got that card, and it's basically the same as all the other Chase cards. You use it, you get points, and you get rewards for it. So this one had a great signing bonus also. Like you got 100,000 points, I think, if you spent so much money in the first 3 months. And I was so silly. I got the card, I totally forgot about it, and I spent $0 in the first 3 months, and I did not get my signing bonus. But I'll leave the link for you to get your signing bonus in the description. You can click on it, and if you click on that link and you open up a card, you'll get a huge bonus if you actually do spend your money. So, oh yeah, the huge thing about credit cards. I can't believe I almost forgot. So every single one of my credit cards has travel protection. So if you buy a ticket, because they're travel cards, if you buy a ticket, like an airplane ticket, and for some reason you couldn't go, you can apply to get your money back for that trip. So it has travel protection. And the number one thing why I bought these credit cards to begin with is because they have accidental damage protection. So you guys, I broke my iPhone literally 4 days after I bought my $1,000 iPhone. I dropped it on the floor, cracked it, and I applied to the program for the accidental damage. I got $1,000 for a new iPhone. It is amazing. So anything that you purchase with these credit cards, I think it's accidental damage within like 3 months or something from the purchase. If you guys want me to do another video, I'll do a video specifically on credit cards. So thank you guys for watching today's video, and a couple of things before I go. Number one, if you want to have access to my budget, please sign up for my email list below. Click on the link, enter your email, and you'll be notified as soon as my budget comes available. Second thing is that I started a Facebook group. It is a budgeting and finance support group where we just encourage each other to keep on budget and take a closer look at our finances and gain control. So click the link in the description and request to be a part of the Facebook group, and I'll add you. Lastly, I just want to know any feedback of what videos you guys might want to see with me. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll also put a poll here so you can tell me what video you think I should come out with next. Thank you for your time. I hope this was educational to you. I hope you learned something, and yeah, just have a fruitful day. Bye.